Hi YouTube, it's Bianca. I am back with another YouTube video showing how I made a hammock. Well, the last time it really wasn't as detailed as this one is going to be, but it's pretty much the same hammock, but for a different person. And he has given me his dimensions and everything, so it's going to be 77 inches long before the fold. After it's folded and finished, it's going to be 73 inches long, 35.5 inches wide, with a um 2.5 inch fold, or 2 inch fold rather. He also wants a double stitching on each side, and there's also a double stitching going across here, which he's shown up here. And for every 11 inches there's a stitch going across there. And then here is where he has given me the dimensions for how he wants the fold to be. So I'm going to show that as well. So on the edge, well, from 5.25 inches away from the edge is where I'm going to draw the line to make this part here. And then from there, it's going to be 2.5 inches wide. So I'm going to put my phone down and get a pen. So it's going to be 2.5 inches wide. And because I have to fold it over 1/2 inch, I'm going to make it 5 inches in length, so that when I fold it over, it'll stop at the right amount. Probably gonna have to put it down again. Hold on. So there's my 2.5 inch opening, and I'll do my little curvature later. And from there, it's going to be 20 inches, a 20-inch opening. So from here to here is 20 inches. And then another 2.5 inch opening. And then I mark my last 5.25 inch. So there. So 5.5 inches from the edge, and then 2.5 inch opening for the pole. And in between those two markings is 20 inches, 2.5 inch opening, and then my 5.5 inch seam over there. So I will come back when I'm done sewing it and let you see what it looks like. So here I am getting ready to sew my little curvature part. And for this curve here, I just used my pin cushion because I don't have nothing else. Well, I do, but I'm not able to use it. So that worked out fine. Alright, so here's what it looks like sewn. And I did also put my little seam allowance there on both ends. So I'm just going to go around here. Alright, so now you see 5 1/4 from the edge, my opening here, the 20-inch opening. So now I have to do the other side. So it's basically the same step on the other side. And I'll come back and show you when I sew the side seams. Alright, so I have finished sewing the last 2 circle shapes, or U shapes rather. So now it's time for me to do the straight stitch all the way down to the end on both sides. And I'll be turning it open through here because it's a big enough space, so I don't have to leave an opening on the sides. I can just sew it all the way down on both sides. And I'll come back. Everything has been sewn. It is at, alright, everything has been sewn. It's at 5 1/4 on the edges and 20 inches in the middle here. I'm trying to pull my tape measure down. It's at 20 inches, but I need to press the seam so it'll be laying flat. I was trying to press it, but I need to press it with my iron And then I'll go around and stitch the edges on all of the seams here. So all of these seams are gonna have, it'll be pretty much like 1/8 of an inch, so right about there, it'll be a top stitch. And then on the side seams, again, I need to press these. It's going to be 2 top stitches going right down the side. And I'll come back and show you what they look like. Alright, so I have sewn my U shapes at the top as well as the bottom. Now I just have to do my 2 top stitches all the way down the bottom. And it's going to be, the top stitches are going to be on this side because this side has the thicker thread, where it's going to be showing the thicker thread, because when I fold it over, which is going to be the part that they're going to lay on, is where it's going to show these stitches here, which is only going to be shown on the circle, on the U shapes, because my bobbin has a lighter weight thread, which is going to be on this side, but the thicker thread is going to be on the top side. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like before I do my fold over. Alright, so here's the top stitching, and here's the stitching on the other side with the lighter thread. Okay, now it is time for me to sew 2 straight stitches right across here, all the way across. I gotta fold that over, but 2 straight stitches all the way across on the top and the bottom. Alright, so now that all of my top stitching is done, for 11 inches, every 11 inches, starting from here, go down 11 inches all the way until I reach the bottom, and then I'll be done. I'll be sewing a straight stitch all the way across here for every 11 inches, and then I will be done. And they didn't want anything in the middle, so it's just 2 pieces of fabric here. And this is a solar canvas. I can't remember the name, but the exact name, but I know that it's a solar canvas that I got from Joann's. So once the hammock is all done and it's on my client's hammock stand, I will post a picture with this video. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I had to switch to my Singer machine. Alright, so I had to switch to my Singer machine because I was having a really hard time sewing over these top stitches. And with this open foot here, it made it a lot easier to go through. So here's my Singer. And I am at the process of sewing my 11 stitches on the top. So I am doing my first top stitch 11 inches away from the top edge here. So once I'm done with those, I will come back. I'm not sure how many it's going to be, but for every 11 inches there's going to be a top stitch down across the center of the hammock. So once I'm done with that, I will come back.